Hello, and welcome to a game of Ice and Fire. When last we left off, the party returned home to Skrel Island after their travails in Arlen, with a more detailed description of what transpired. Martan learned more of his sister's burgeoning ability to skin change the birds that have followed his group, and of his father's own tragedy with his curse. The freed slave Badru was welcomed by the Skrels, and the fate of the others was discussed before conversation shifted to the news of the recent death of Lord Jon Arryn, Hand of the King. This news, along with that of King Robert's departure to the north, indicate a coming shift in the political landscape of the realm, one in which Lord Baelor wants the Skrels to play a role. Martan is to depart on a tour of the realm, to strengthen the house's bonds with Dorne, to learn more of the mysterious glass candle in his room, and to meet more of his extended family spread across Westeros. With him will travel Bartholomew Storm, Raduva Harclay, Nicholas and his new companion Badru, the knights Ser Merrick Sand and Ser Deran Forloren, Boro of Lys, and Nym. Alright, hello, welcome. It has been a few months since we have all met together. Here we all again are all again.
Here are we
Yeah.
all are.
Here is we all are again.
Now there's an ad immediately. Cool.
Yeah, yes. Read by our own illustrious Colin. No.
Hi, welcome to a game of Ice and Fire. Tonight we are sponsored by water. Water, it comes out of your tap. Water, drink it. Water, the only product that we could afford to place.
Not advisable in a lot of cities here in the United States.
Water, maybe boil it before you drink it.
There we go.
If you sub, you don't see the
Water,
Yeah.
you have to pay for it anyway. You might as well drink it.
Okay, well, let's bring it in. You guys have about 2 weeks before you will be leaving on this voyage. So during that time, you have free reign to prepare in whatever way you see fit. I've got a few different little conversations prepared along the way to kind of sprinkle in as well, but there is also, we'll pass the first actual in-game month while we are here, so we will have our second house fortune roll as well. So we can do this kind of in any order. How do you guys want to do this? We can do the house fortune roll first. You want to do the house roll
obviously
first?
we start big with the rolling of some dice, since we're just gonna talk
All right,
endlessly after that.
let's do it.
Let's be real.
Let's go ahead and get the magic out of the way.
Yeah.
Let's hop into it then. It's been a while since we've done these. I'll read through a little bit of this. So basically, you have to roll for a house fortune at least one month of every 3, but no more than once per month. And we're deciding, I think, to do the house fortune rolls every month instead of choosing not to, because that's lame. You want to roll dice and not roll dice instead of not rolling dice. So the steward or the acting steward is going to make a status roll with bonus dice from stewardship, plus any modifiers that you have from your holdings.
You said
So-
steward a lot.
Stewarderific.
Okay. I'm comfortable with the energy that we have created in the studio today.
Probably going to be me rolling.
I support that, given that it's your house.
It is your house. I mean, you can roll the dice, but it doesn't have to necessarily be Martan, the character who is making this test. I think the acting steward or the lord of the house can do it. So I can let you know what they would be rolling if you would like, that you know
Well, my
who you would
status
like to
is
choose.
only 5, so
And do you have any bonuses in
You guys have status?
stewardship?
No.
What's this you guys bullshit?
Okay. So
like
you have a status of 5, so you'd be rolling 5 and just keeping all 5. Maester Hargreave has a status of 4 with a bonus dice in stewardship, so he's rolling 5 and taking away the lowest one.
so you rolled that.
He has a status of 6.
I feel like perhaps Dad should roll it. What about Clace?
I mean, the higher rolls tend to be better. You will be rolling, like I said, a status test, and then you will have a modifier of, let's see, I think
I'm happy to roll my 2, guys, if you're...
If it's like golf and the lower number is better,
Yes.
then I'll roll 1.
Ooh.
If not,
big spender over here.
Badru
That
takes
former
Spread
slave
-1.
status.
Hey, big spend.
It's Broadway night.
So your law right now, your law modifier is a -2, but your population modifier is a +1. So you're at a -1, and then you have a port, which gives you +5. So you're at a +4, and then your maester gives you another +3. So you have +7 to whatever you roll with the status test.
It's +7 to the total.
To the total. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. You ready to make your roll?
I mean,
is it going to be you?
I'm ready for you to make your roll.
Or hard
okay.
read.
I can do that.
I'm excited. I want to see how much
Okay.
money we get.
My man.
All
All
right.
right. Here we go.
Go for it.
Get those.
66.
66.
60.
Yep.
Nice.
Four.
Yeah.
14, 16, 21.
21 plus the 7? Or is that including the 7?
Plus 7 makes 28.
All right. That is a boon.
Nice.
Yup.
Sweet.
All right. Let's see. So. a
Ah, Kent's my
boon.
boon companion. Why so severe an expression?
Okay. Boon is essentially the best one. So I think I had it in my notes that this one was, I'm going to allow this one to max out. So you can choose to do 6 points or split it up 3 and 3 with any of your house resources. In addition, if you choose wealth for any of those, I'll let you split it up between 2 resources and you can have it weighted however you want. But you have 6 total. Does that make sense? You can
Are
do
we
1 and 5,
still-
2 and 4, 3 and
Are we
3.
still? Are these still the right numbers, or have you just told us, or should I?
The right
Defense
numbers
30,
for-
law
Oh, okay.
23. Is this right?
Defense 30, law 23. Yep.
Population 21,
Mm-hmm.
lands 32.
Yep.
Power 27. Wealth
Yeah.
42,
Mm-hmm.
and influence 31.
Yep. That's correct.
Okay.
In addition, if you choose wealth for any of that, if you did like 1 point in wealth, it would be 1d6 of wealth, not just 1 wealth. So you could do 5 and 1 with 1 in wealth and roll a d6, and it would be that many in wealth instead.
That is handy.
Do the next like 5s and 0s? Is that what brings us to the next, or is it all different?
I can tell you where those break
Let's
off.
see.
Yeah.
It seems like it's
in
every
years.
10.
Yeah, it's usually around every 10.
The power is the one that we're closest to
Yeah, power,
affecting.
putting 3 points into,
Yeah.
or 4 points into power would give us the next category up. It runs 1 to 10. So 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30.
Okay.
So, like, actually, power and defense both would jump a category effectively. Defense with 1 point, power with 4.
And then we could roll a d6 for wealth.
Then we could roll a d6 for wealth.
You have to split it up between 2 resources, not 3.
Ah, tits.
Well,
You're going to be a stickler about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry. Can't just let you all go willy-nilly with the rules here.
that's silly.
Fast and loose.
I'm already
Years since we've done
playing.
this role.
Yeah, that it's probably been longer.
Just a little bit. I mean, obviously, we put at least a point into wealth, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's growing
Yeah.
by leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
Say 2 and 4.
It would just be 1d6 for the wealth. You get 1d6 plus
Even if we
whatever
had 2?
else. Even if you put 2 in wealth, you'd get 1
Mm,
plus the 1d6. So you're
Law-
guaranteeing at least
Law
1.
is the lowest. I mean, we are on an island.
Population is actually the lowest, but law is
Mm.
actually costing you on your law modifier. Population's not actually hurting you.
It has to get above 30, correct? At least 31 before.
I believe so. Let me
Yes.
double check that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it does.
Yeah.
It would take us 2 more fortune rolls, basically, to get law. If we went in on law now, we would still have to bump it the next time. If we did law and wealth, because we're also building a gold mine still. It'll be done sometime.
It was like a
Um,
3-year project or something,
uh-huh.
right? Right.
It
So,
got
like,
it got
it'll-
cut down by 11 months. It's like right at
Mhm.
2 years now because of your
Yeah.
progress or because of what you guys did on Arlen. Essentially,
Mhm.
that cut the
But
time
also,
down.
wealth is like far and away our best stat, and jumps by leaps and bounds itself. So,
So how do we
And
feel about one in wealth and then just dump the rest into law to start moving that law score up?
it seems reasonable to me.
Yeah,
I
that
think
seems
it's
reasonable.
Always put a point in wealth and then go wherever. Since Drew won't let us put it into 3, out here following the rules.
Yeah,
and shit.
what is that
I
about?
know.
Fucking narc.
That's the one rule he can find really quickly. What's that about?
Suspicious.
1 plus 1d6 into wealth and then 5 into law. Does that sound right?
all right,
Correct.
I'll go ahead and adjust the law. Who wants to roll the d6?
Not me. I know better.
This is just a lot of pressure on one person.
Like I will, but y'all will be disappointed.
I mean, I
I've
can
done
roll it.
if you want to take my role.
Ooh.
I'll accept it if they want to.
What's behind curtain number 1?
I mean, worst comes to worst, we get 2 points, which is what we would have gotten anyway. So, you know.
All right, decisions. Go.
It's rolled.
Roll
I
it.
rolled
All right, let's do it. You rolled a 5.
Nice.
All right, so 5 plus 1. That
Is-
takes your wealth to a 48.
Sure
Let
does.
Russ cook.
All right. Massive.
Let's ride.
Y'all wealthy mofos. All right, cool. Well, that is the House Fortune roll. If you wish, you can also shuffle around resources.
More money for boar hunting.
Yeah.
Yep, should you choose. Let's see. Where did it go? Okay, you can exchange wealth at a 2-to-1 ratio with any other resource. So you can exchange power with influence, law, or population at a 1-to-1, or population for power at a 1-to-1. Lands for defense at a 1-to-1, and influence for law at a 1-to-1.
What did we put those 5 in? Law?
In law. Which took you
So
to
we
a
had 28 law, 47 wealth. Is that accurate?
That is 48 wealth.
48 wealth.
Okay.
Mhm.
So,
478 wealth.
in theory, we could spend some wealth to get something else, but it's 2-to-1. So, if we spent 2 wealth, we could have 31 defense and jump up a category.
Good.
I'm cool
Other
with
than that, there's not like a really good like power gamer move available to us. So
I mean, we are doing the power gaming move.
this is
Investing in wealth and then redistributing it.
Yeah, that is true.
Nice.
listen.
Would you
just,
say we're letting it trickle down a little bit?
No, I wouldn't say that.
We all know the big bad is going to be capitalism anyways, so.
Yeah, it always is.
That really is the big end game villain of the series, by the way. Capitalism.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
capitalism.
As always.
It's the big bad in real life.
Well, do you guys want to do that? Do you want to put those points in defense or hold on to it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burn, spend that money. I'm
All
down.
right. That'll
money.
take you to a 31 defense and a 46 wealth.
When you die, you can't take it with you.
It's true.
Yep.
Raise
They're
Those
losing.
are Martan's children.
Martan's
I
13.
don't have any.
I was gonna
Yes.
say Martan is a child.
He's
When's
14.
Martan's
Martan is a
name
child,
day?
so
He's 14. He's
I mean, old enough that he could cipher for children, I guess.
I guess. That's
Let's not get into that.
but
maybe
Yeah,
let that alone.
this isn't turning into that.
Let's leave that one.
Seems like it's
elsewhere.
turning into that.
Let's leave that elsewhere. Let's, HBO
all right.
can do that. Let's not.
Cool. Well, that is your house fortune and your distribution of resources. You could also begin new projects should you wish. You could decide to host a tournament or wage war.
Oh, yeah, let's
There's-
wage war.
yeah.
I'm down.
Just decide to declare war
Like
right
to
now.
declare war against the darkness.
War were declared.
But yeah, progress also is moving forward on the mine, so time is coming off of that. Is
month
there
down.
anything else that you guys want to do here with the house before we move on?
I mean, like, do we need a vacuum and stuff like that? Is that what you're
Yeah.
asking?
Yeah, you just
Beat
sweep
the
the
rugs.
rushes.
Tidy up.
Mhm.
Oh, I have a candle lit.
Mhm.
Actually, literally, I have a candle lit.
Sort of assumed.
I believe it.
Good lord.
You usually do.
I
It's
can't,
because this house is so stinky.
That's what it is. Okay.
All right, he's got a Bluetooth headset. He can hear me.
Mhm, yeah, you sure can. Dumbass.
Hey, buddy.
What up, my duck?
All right. So I assume we're done with the house stuff. Is there anything that anyone specifically wants to be doing during these 2 weeks of prep?
Um,
How long is the journey?
Only a
Skrel
couple
the
of
Sunspear?
only about 3 days of sailing. Not very far.
not far at all. We've got what, 2 weeks of prep and then some like month of, or another 2. We have like a month all told of downtime.
Yeah. So. Yeah, so the travels can take you a bunch of different places.
Mhm.
Sunspear and Old Town were kind of the big points of interest, but there are a couple others dotted along the way. So
As far as
Depends.
the rations are going, are we more should we gather now and salt and make sure that we have enough food for the journey, that way we don't have to buy as much when we get to the places that we are getting to, or are we just gonna go bring a sack of gold and just buy as
To be fair, we are loaded.
more probably the sack of gold.
Well-
I mean, you'll have like, you can carry around about,
Let's
10 or
not
so
throw
days
around
of
that
rations. I
we.
think that's pretty standard.
We got
Um,
a bunch of money from something.
I say, according to my character sheet, I have not given anybody the 500 gold dragons of blood money that we kept, so
Yeah.
I am flush with cash.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
On my
Are
to-do
you
list.
certain that we didn't give that money
See,
after we came back?
I thought that
feel
we,
like that was part of that conversation.
I thought that we invested that into our house, but I didn't ever change it on my character sheet, so I don't remember.
I can look back in the notes and see exactly
It's probably
where that was
because
supposed to go.
even
that's
if
been a
I
few
didn't, I
episodes
still
ago,
have
which is-
500 silver stags, so I feel
thought
pretty
we were gonna
flush.
split it.
Again, probably, but we never did.
We
So-
probably gave it away, and we probably split it, and we probably still have it.
Hmm.
It
It's,
would've
right
made
now-
sense it would have made sense that we set up all of the people with money to get to the places they wanted to get to, and or with houses and
That sounds like something we did.
a starting month.
That sounds
if they
like
wanted
something.
to work on Skrel.
That sounds like something that we may have done.
Yeah, you guys, I think you talked about it. I'm not sure if there was ever a firm decision made there, though.
I think it was
can-
like the intention, and then it was like, yeah, we'll talk about this off camera, and then we got off camera and went to bed.
And, yeah.
Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba.
And went, oh, yeah,
Well,
we get jobs.
What would you guys like to do then, as the?
Well, I would like to have a character sheet that has a gold option available.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Well, that's illegal, so jot that down.
Is it next to
Um,
eye color? Like,
There's
just have it in
That's-
personal gear
Same.
because there is nowhere on
Is
the
there
character sheet.
really not?
There
Nope.
really is.
There
not.
really
It
is not.
Mhm.
That is dumb.
It's
Yeah.
you know,
So
it
you just
is
have to
There's-
put it in, like, your personal
there's a
belongings
few-
or whatever.
Yeah, there's a few different versions of these character sheets, and I don't know if any of them do all of the things that I wish they did. Oh well.
Yeah.
what that
so,
means. Got to create your own.
Yeah.
get right on that.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
Yeah. So
Um,
theoretically,
Okay.
if I am remembering correctly, and I may not be, the 500 gold dragons of blood money that we kept after our misadventures in the Otter Wood should have gone / was intended to go to the house for the explicit purposes of funding all of the people that we rescued, either going the fuck home or living on Skrel. One of the two of those, whichever they would rather.
I think that's what it was. Yeah, you guys decided to
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
because
let
we were
them.
like,
That actually
here's all these
that does
people.
ring a bell.
Here's all these people, and we have freeing them. They have been freed.
Yeah.
So let's use this blood money that none of us really feel great about,
Yes.
and put it towards a good cause instead of our deaths.
I seem
All
to
right.
recall a 45-minute let's convince James to do this conversation. And by James, I mean Martan. I think James was
Yeah,
on board.
that sounds about right.
All right. Well, is that what you want to do then?
I think that's what that's where I'm voting. I'm voting
Yeah, I'm fine if that's what we did with.
redistribute the 500 gold dragons.
All right. Well, you can go ahead and take that off your character sheet then. What I will also do, since that was your decision, is I will increase your population by 2.
Nice.
So now you have a 23 in population.
Oh, yeah.
Bless up.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, a couple people decided to hang around. They're like, I'm already here. It's a nice enough island. They're paying me to live here. There's a job.
Mhm.
Fuck it.
I can work for a living instead of being a slave. I can have my own place. Yeah. Seems like a pretty good deal. Yeah, so over the course of the next few weeks, some of the rescued slaves, after recovering from their malnutrition and injuries, do manage to take up some of the spaces around the city and pick up jobs along the coast, and some also take up jobs working the mine and preparing for that. So yeah, Justin, while you were gone, because they decided to use the gold dragons on the freed slaves to allow them to take up whatever jobs they wanted to, or places of living, or to travel home if they wanted to, I increased the population stat by 2.
I'm just saying.
Now
you
it's
know.
a 23 as well.
I'm glad we
Each
boosted
according
that
to his
law, 'cause
means.
You could never trust those dirty slaves.
Well,
I was thinking more the bandits that, kidnapped Martan and then tried to kill a bunch of people and got killed.
popular.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what happened to them?
The ones that we killed,
See,
they died. A lot
Yeah,
of them died.
they're dead.
Well, yeah.
Hey,
They're
what if we got on this boat and sailed and then
if
fought
we-
whales and
Is that what is this
Dragons.
now like a Moby Dick game? Is that what we're
The only thing that I wanted to accomplish over this month was
Ba-da-da-da-da.
to get with the blacksmithy and have him sharpen my blade, because I'm sure it was pretty neglected over the over the course of the slave ship. So I just want to make sure it's nice and
nice and
laser
sharp. These are sharp for the journeys
The-
ahead.
four-pull blade to go snicker snack?
Okay, yeah. Badru, you have had some time now to rest in a actual bed that has been
thought you said
provided for you.
Audrey.
So you're yeah.
Audrey.
Audrey.
Yeah, so you're beginning to fill back out. Every day you feel more refreshed and you feel the strength returning to your limbs. And after a while, you go out and pick up your spear again, and time to get this sharpened. Let's get back to what I know. You go to the blacksmith, who is happy to sharpen your spear back up to the that razor edge that you know so well. And on your way back, the master at arms, up his sheet real quick, comes up to you and reintroduces himself. Says, Badru, right? My name is Sir Marcus Cantel. I'm the master at arms at Skrel Castle. I noticed you carry a spear.
I do.
Yeah, and he looks at it and admires the craftsmanship. Do you want to describe your blade? Cantel. Cantell. And the...
Well, I guess the most interesting thing about the spear is that it's not a normal like 6-foot shaft as most spears are. It's not designed for taking on cavalry charges. It's very much in the style of close combat defense and quick jabs and in and out. So it's only about 3 to 4 feet long, and it's got a very long blade. Almost half of the actual length is blade. You see a lot of rippling designs of almost Damascus-like steel along it.
It is a very, very fine instrument of war. And you see Sir Marcus look at it admiringly and says, "What do you say to some practice in the yard, perhaps? Put you up against one of our knights or someone else."
I'd be happy to. I've been looking for a chance to stretch.
Excellent. I have a few in mind. And he walks you back to the practice yard where several of the retainers are practicing. You, Tholly and Voro and Nim over at the archery butts practicing. Ser Deran for Lauren preparing his plate armor and getting ready for some practice himself. And Sir Marcus walks in and... Would anybody like to test their mettle against our new household retainer, Badru, of the Basilisk Isles? And immediately you see Ser Deran for Lauren perk up. I could...
do I? Immediately? Okay.
Ser Deran for Lauren perks up, and I would be happy to try my greatsword against his spear.
This feels dangerous.
Yeah, it sounds sexual.
Oh!
It's only
fight
dangerous
her
if
a
you fall
dance.
enough.
My spear against your great sword.
You can cut the tension with a knife.
I may.
Okay.
Sexual tension.
As soon as any sort of circle is formed, I probably wouldn't wait to get into an actual fighting rink. I would just get on it.
All right. Well, for the purposes of this, I'll consider all of the punches pulled. I don't want to take away the glory of using your axe. Yeah, flat side of the blade. And yeah, we'll just go ahead and we'll roll initiative. This is agility plus any bonus dice and quickness. Ooh.
Rolling 5.
Ooh.
11.
I rolled 3 dice and I got 2 6s and a 4, so
Jesus
16.
Christ.
So Ser Deran will be going first. With 5, I thought you might stand a chance. That was a really good
3, 2,
first
3,
roll.
2, 1.
Oh man.
Wow.
Damn.
That is rough. All right. Well, you see Ser Deran ready himself. He is wearing half plate armor. And you also notice the helmet that he is wearing looks a little bit different than the rest of his armor. It is the newer helmet that he received at Arlen.
Nice.
The kind of the waves filigreed into the helm. So you see him preparing for attack. He kind of gets his greatsword down in front of him and moves forward and takes a swing at you. So he has got, that's a 20 to hit. So that goes against your combat defense. Which is 10. All right. So that is 10, which is exactly 2 degrees of success. And with his great sword, he is dealing 8 damage on a hit. So,
Christ.
yeah.
I thought we were pulling punches.
So, what is your armor rating?
It's negative. Oh, the rating 4.
4? Okay. So that 8 damage is going to get reduced to 4. So you've got 4 actual damage coming at you. So you can take that off of your health, or you can take an injury or a wound to take away some or all of the damage another way.
I'll just take it.
All right. Cool. That is his turn. Badru, what would you like to do? He is right in front of you.
I can't remember where all of my fancy stuff is.
Yeah, you've got some special things, right?
Yeah, I do. The Spearfighter 1 and 2 allow me to do things, but I can't find them. Why?
Okay, Spearfighter 1. As a greater action, make a normal attack against a single opponent. If you miss, you may immediately make a second attack at any other foe. If this attack hits it deals damage equal to your athletics -1. Spearfighter 2 is spears in your hands can attack opponents 1 yard further than they normally could and at no penalty. In addition, when armed with a spear, you gain a test dice on tests to knock down your opponents.
Okay, that's the one. I'm gonna take a little step back and test the middle of his torso.
All right, you're trying to knock him down?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. So you're just trying to hit him?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll to hit.
Or 27.
27? Okay. His combat defense is 7. So that's 20 over, which is 4 degrees of success. How many 6s did you have in that roll?
2 6s.
2 6s? Oh boy. All right. Let's see. What's the damage on your spear?
It is 6.
6 times 4.
Oh,
right.
And I actually get a +5 to that. I'm sorry.
The +5 to what?
Test die. So it says 5 die, 3 bonus, and +5.
Oh, look.
So 30, 32.
32. Okay. Oh, yeah, I see it now. Yep, there it is. Oh, it's because of the spear. Got it. Yep. Okay. So that is, what did I say? 4
It
times
was
6?
4.
It's
It was
still
4.
4. 4 is
Okay.
unfortunately where it maxes out. But you maxed it out. So that's what, 26? Is that right? Yeah, 26.
Yeah.
So no, 24. I lied. 24 damage. He is gonna have to take a wound. Okay. No.
I wouldn't want him to take a wound.
Well, I mean,
It's a
the practice wound.
yeah, a practice
Mhm.
wound.
The practice wound.
Hypothetical wound.
Real wound.
Yeah. So you see when you swing up towards his chest, you see him try to block too late with his greatsword, and the brunt of the impact takes him under the arm, kind of at a weak spot in the armor, and you hear Sir Marcus Cantel yell out, Ser Deran, you just lost your arm. And the fight continues. He takes a step back and is going to take another swing at you with his greatsword. That is 15. You're 10, which is 1 degree of success. No, yeah, right at 1 degree of success. So that'll be, well, the last damage should have been more. It should have been twice what it was. This is actually 4 damage. So 4 more damage coming at you.
I'll take it.
All right. And you see his blows are landing on your armor, and they're kind of getting you winded, but none of his blows are landing at weak spots, nothing that would really harm you in a true fight. All right. Your turn again.
Okie dokie. This time I would like to take a quick step to the left, and then I'm going to try to pinch his helmet into his neck.
Okay.
Basically, I would have tried to get underneath the helmet, but now
Because
I'm
of
going
the... Yeah, you don't want to actually kill him. All right. Go ahead and make your attack.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 32, 36, 40.
40 to hit.
Good grief.
Against a 7,
Jesus.
so that's another. He has to accept another wound here.
Technically 45.
Oh,
Okay.
right, because of the +5. All right, so that's 2 wounds now that he's had to accept. And
And as soon as I'm done with that, then I will back up and take the small buckler off of my back and prepare.
Yeah. Ser Deran Forloren takes the time while you take a step back to reset his helmet, and refigure out where you are before trying another wild swing at you. This time, he has penalty dice. So this time, that is an 8 to hit, which I think straight up misses.
Mm-hmm.
So because he is dazed from the impacts he's received, this swing just goes wide right in front of you. If you want to swat it away with your new buckler, you can, but...
Sure.
All right. Yeah, that's it for him. Go ahead and it is back to you, Badru.
I think I'll just try to knock him off his feet.
All right, go
And-
ahead.
I
Sorry.
don't know. I mean,
Let me see if there is a. Let's see. When an opponent attempts a knockdown maneuver, its difficulty is 4 times agility. Okay. So, but do you still use fighting?
Another ad, Colin?
Yes.
Yeah, we can do another piece of ad copy while we're counting here. Tonight's stream is brought to you by Numbers. Numbers from our friends over in Arabia.
Arabia.
Numbers. Used for several thousand years now. For
Oh, wait, are we
written
talking
equations.
numerals or the book of?
Numerals. If I meant the book of numbers, I'd have said the book of numbers.
Okay. Got it. So
That was a
knockdown.
good catch, and
It's
I appreciate
a.
you so much.
So knockdown. It's a lesser action using brute strength to send your opponent crashing to the ground. Roll an athletics test against your foe's passive agility result. On a success, your opponent falls prone. If you combine this action with a move, you add +2 to your athletics test result. When you are knocked down, you must spend a lesser action to stand up, and opponents gain a test die on fighting tests against you while you are knocked down.
So athletics or agility?
You are rolling athletics, and you're gaining a test die on this because of your Spearfighter 2. You are looking to beat a 12.
Beat it.
All right. You lash out with the butt end of your spear and sweep his legs out from under him, and he falls with a clang. All of that armor
Yep,
landing on
I'll
top
just,
of him.
Step on his greatsword after that, with only one arm technically allowed used.
Yeah. At that, Sir Marcus Cantel marks the end of the fight and steps up to you. Well, Badru, what a showing of strength and skill at arms. I am glad to have you fighting on our side and not opposing us. Ser Deran, it looks like you're going to be needing some more practice. He assists.
Don't give him such a hard time. I'm used to stabbing swine.
And he chuckles, and Ser Deran, you see Ser Deran also chuckle, but nervously.
Ha ha ha! I'm in danger.
Mhm.
Oh no, my heart.
Great. Yeah, over the course of these couple of weeks, and with some practice and practicing with the other knights, you begin to learn some of the ways that the Knights of Westeros fight, and how different that is to the styles of fighting that you're used to seeing in the slave pits and with the mercenary companies in the free cities. You're not used to seeing nearly as much armor in the slave pits. Blood is the show, so people are not wearing a lot of protection. It is about the spectacle. So you learn more about where the weak spots in the armor are, how to get past them, and yeah. Awesome. All right. So, is there anything else that someone else would like to do over the course of the weeks?
Yes.
Yes. All right, Martan, what would you like to be doing?
Okay, it's going to be need to do a little bit of research.
A little research.
About
All
the-
right.
Yeah, the somewhat recent history of what's happened between the Martels and essentially the rest of Westeros.
Okay.
Any other major houses in Dorne, essentially.
All right. Let me get you. Let me get you to make a knowledge education test for me.
$16.
16. All right. Over the course of the time that you're preparing, you are getting ready for the inevitable conversations that you're going to be having with the Lords of the Realm, and you learn about the Court of Sunspear, who some of the major players are there. You learn, more about Prince Duran's family, a little bit more of the details of his brother, Prince Oberyn, his daughter Ariane, son Quentin and Trystane, that his son Quentin is being fostered with the Ironwoods as a kind of ward because of the events with Prince Oberyn being found with Lord Ironwood's paramour, and the subsequent duel and death of Lord Ironwood at the hands of allegedly the poisoned blade of Prince Oberyn. That left a bad taste in House Ironwood's mouth, so Prince Doran sent his son Quentin to foster there to help those relations strengthen a little bit. You learn about the fact that house has 2 maesters that they keep at court. You learn a little bit about about Prince Lewin Martell, who was Duran and Oberyn's uncle, who was a member of the King's Guard to Prince Aerys to King Aerys II Targaryen. You learn that he died at the Battle of the Trident in Robert's Rebellion, along with Princess Elia Martell and her 2 children, Princess Rhaenys and Prince Aegon, and more of the details surrounding that grisly affair. Along with all of the learning of the major House Martell of Dorne, you also spend a little bit of time with your grandmother, the Lady Alicia, and in learning about the Dornish houses, she tells you a little bit about hers. And in her conversation with you, she said, "My house is one of the most ancient houses in all of the 7 kingdoms, and you share my blood and should know its history well. House Dane of Starfall is one of the principal houses sworn to House Martell. Our banner is a white sword, the falling star crossing on a lavender field. The first Dane is said to have raised Starfall on an island at the mouth of the Torrentine, having tracked a falling star there and found a stone of magical powers. His descendants became the kings of the Torrentine and the lords of Starfall. Along with the Fowlers and Ironwoods, the Danes were among the most powerful and prestigious houses of Dorne. The Danes are also famed for Dawn, their ancestral sword made from the fallen star, and the men who wield it are called the Swords of the Morning. The Danes have taken part in many conflicts between Dorne and the Reach. King Samwell Dane, called Starfire, once burned Old Town, and the last Dane king, Vorian, known as the Sword of the Evening, was defeated in Nymeria's war and sent to the Wall. Afterwards, the Danes supported Nymeria against King Yorick V of House Ironwood, and Nymeria's third husband was Sir Davos Dane, the Sword of the Morning. Nymeria, the Princess of Dorne, was later succeeded by her eldest daughter, by her first husband, Mors Martell, not her son by Davos, which was what set the precedent of inheritance that is still observed in Dorne and by its vassals, and why your sister Lorena is marked as heir for our house. In recent history, while journeying to Casterly Rock for the possible brokerage of their marriages, Prince Oberyn Martell and Princess Elia visited Starfall. Elia, who eventually married Prince Rhaegar, had Lady Ashara Dane, my niece, as one of her companions. Ashara's brother was Sir Arthur Dane, Sword of the Morning, and the deadliest knight in the Kingsguard of Aerys II. Arthur led the campaign in the woods of the Kingswood against the Kingswood Brotherhood, winning the small folk over in the forest and rooting out the bandits. And during a climactic skirmish, Arthur Dane killed the psychotic Smiling Knight in a duel, and also knighted Jaime Lannister on the battlefield. At the great tourney at Harrenhal, Ashara danced with lords and heirs, even a member of the Kingsguard. In the jousting, Arthur lost to Prince Rhaegar, the eventual champion. After that tourney, many things changed. In the aftermath of Robert's rebellion, Arthur died at the Tower of Joy in Prince's Pass, slain in single combat by Eddard of House Stark. Afterward, Lord Stark returned Arthur's sword, Dawn, to Starfall and informed Ashara of her brother's death. Ashara threw herself into the summer sea from the pale stone sword of Starfall, and her body was never recovered. Her funeral was the last time I visited Starfall, and I doubt my eyes shall see its pale walls again. While you are on your tour of Dorne, it would be good of you to visit my old home. I'm eager to hear news of my family, and Starfall is such a beautiful place, when not filled with sadness. I would also like to hear of Edric Dane, the current Lord of Starfall, and my grandnephew. He was sent to squire for a Lord Beric Dondarrion at Blackhaven, after the betrothal of the Lord to his aunt, Illyria. I would like it if you could stop by and see him, check on him, since he is so far away from his home as well. So, after she dumps all of that on you, so you're allowed to kind of do with this information what you will. If you want to respond to it with her here, you can.
Sure. Sure. So, grandmother, you said that Arthur Dane was a great warrior, but slain by Eddard Stark of the North?
I'm afraid so.
Really? I've heard the story before, it's just something about it. Well, it seemed right. The greatest swordsman to have seen, to have existed in recent memory, if the stories are to be believed, in all of Westeros. Defeated by Eddard Stark in solo combat.
That is the story that we were given when Lord Eddard brought the sword back to Starfall. There were not many survivors from that encounter, you understand. It was Lord Eddard himself and companion of his. But of the 7 that he took with him, he only brought only the one survived. They told us of a... Well, Lord Stark said that Arthur was the greatest knight and the greatest swordsman he'd ever seen. It was an honor that he brought the sword back, but it was painful.
So who is the one who survived?
Well, aside from Lord Stark, he had his friend from the neck, I believe. His name fails me. Some lord in the neck, I believe. He traveled south with Lord Eddard and several other companions, and the two of them left alone. They left Starfall.
What's the name of the sword again? Dawnbringer?
What's that? The sword is Dawn. Just Dawn.
Dawn, just Dawn.
Mm-hmm. Just Dawn.
So, who wields Dawn now?
Well, Dawn is a special sword. Not just anyone is allowed to wield it. You not only have to have Dane blood, but you have to be right for the sword. Not just everyone who gets to wield it. It's only Danes who show true valor that get to wield the Sword of the Morning. Or that get to wield Dawn and be called Swords of the Morning. Arthur Dane was the last such, and since no one yet has taken it up, it resides on the wall at Starfall, in the Great Hall. You could see it if you travel there.
My eyes kind of light up.
Hmm.
Little piece of history.
Yes, it is a beautiful blade. Seems almost to glow with a pale light of its own.
Your grandmother, I believe we will take time out of our travels to visit, to introduce myself to, well, moved family, but family nonetheless.
Good.
I shall
Well, be sure to send
speak with
ravens
them
while
and-
you're there.
absolutely. Thank you again.
Of course. All right. We'll draw that to a close. Is there anything that Tholly or Raduva would like to do?
Absolutely.
All right. Raduva.
So the last time we met, Raduva had been talking to the Master at Arms about learning new styles of combat, because after what happened in the Otterwood and their various and sundry misadventures, Raduva, has started to try and be a little bit more than he is, and does not feel capable necessarily of being an adequate travel companion to Martan with dagger and fist, and so was begrudgingly, irritatedly expressed interest in learning some new forms of combat. And the last that they had spoken, the Master at Arms had floated the idea of Raduva learning some water dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Raduva, of course, loathes the idea, having grown up around the sea and himself having spent a great deal of time at sea and on the water. feels like it's a bit pretentious, and is mad about the ripe opportunities for puns, but agrees in having fought a number of people and a number of people who both claim to be and perhaps were themselves water dancers can attest that it is a good idea. So Raduva is going to take the next little chunk of time here and attempt to learn / practice some water dancing.
All right. We can do a kind of a similar thing where we have you spar up against someone and try out a new weapon.
Mm-hmm.
The Bravosi blade is fencing. Fencing
It sure
specialty.
is.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, that's not what you built your character for at all.
Sure not. It'll be fine. Probably.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it will be.
Mhm.
Well, would you like to select your sparring opponent, or would you like me to just pick one for you? Or I could let you roll against Badru. Fight him.
That sounds like a
Feel-
really good way to
Feel,
get. Feels like a really good way to get beat up very quickly. No, probably after some initial instruction and some, heated exchange back and forth, probably Raduva is just going to spar with some of the knights of the castle and maybe the master at arms as people that like maybe know the form a little bit and can give him some tips and some instruction instead of just beating his ass mercilessly across the training room floor.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Definitely doesn't know the form, but he
Mm-hmm.
could be a moving target.
Oh, for sure.
He's got a buckler and he's looking for something hard to hit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you want, we could do like a little 2v2 or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do maybe Badru and Sir Marcus against let's see, Raduva and who else?
Tholly.
Raduva and Tholly.
We could get Tholly involved. Tholly is
Jesus Christ.
no good with up close weapons.
Tholly, who
What do you have up close?
Me or him?
a wing and a prayer.
You.
I have fighting of 3 with short blades 1B.
It's not bad.
That's not. That's not the worst it could be.
You're rolling 4 die.
Mm-hmm. Flip your character sheet. Yeah, do you want to take part in this?
I mean, I can. It might be wise for me to not be in the thick of it and just back up and shoot.
Well,
people.
Yeah, who I'll put Badru and Tholly versus what is it? Raduva and Sir Claes Harker. No, or Marcus Cantel, the Master at Arms. That's the person. All right. Well, let's do a little initiative roll then. If I'm only controlling one person, this will be. So initiative for this is agility plus any bonus dice in quickness. And Sir Marcus rolled a 5.
11.
11.
Um,
19.
20.
20. All right, there's that agility. I think y'all have similar agilities. I think it's right there together.
5 agility, 1 bonus die in quickness.
1 bonus dice in quickness.
So that was a 5, 3 4s, and a 3, and I dropped a 1.
All right, nice. All right, well, that means that Tholly is going to get to go first.
Nope.
With Badru rolling up second. Not Tholly.
Raduva?
Raduva.
The other
Then
one?
Badru, then Tholly, then Sir Marcus. All right, so
Just call me Justin, I guess.
Abbott and Costello over here.
yeah. So Raduva,
Uh-huh.
you're up.
Mhm.
For this, you guys are just. I mean, unless you want to move outside of melee range, kind of in the circle,
In
close
range,
enough.
yeah.
In hitting range of one another.
Yeah.
Before all this happens, Buckler's already out.
All right. Geared up.
Yeah. Radova's rocking this fencing blade, this Bravosi blade in one hand, and a dagger in the offhand. Classic fencing style.
All right. So you've got.
Probably confused as to why he was invited, but is happy to be. Happy to
I'm
be
just
here.
happy to be a part of it.
I'm just happy to be a part of it.
another meat shield rolling dice.
Mm-hmm. Like you do, it's fine.
Mhm.
All right. Yeah. So, Raduva is gonna. Let's see. I'm trying to remember how combat works. Let's take a look. See here what we got. Yeah. Raduva is going to make a divided attack against
Right.
both Badru and Tholly.
So divided attack. Read that out for us. Don't
Divided attack is a greater type action. It is make an attack against 2 or more targets, roll a test as usual, and divide your test dice at your discretion to test against each target's combat defense.
All right. Go ahead and make that roll and split them up.
And let's see here. Right. And let's see. So I also, because I am using the Bravosi blade, which has the fast quality, I get a +1 bonus when making a divided attack.
Is that to each one?
It's a +1 bonus on each test. So yeah, +1B. So
+1 bonus die. Nice.
So that is, I believe.
So how are you splitting it up?
Roll a test dice as usual. Since I'm rolling a 4, it's a fighting roll, I do believe.
Yeah.
4 in fighting, so I'll go 2 and 2 with a bonus dice on each of those.
All right. Go ahead and make your rolls. Yeah, that's correct.
Firstly, on the Badru. That's not great. It's not terrible. That's a 9 to hit.
Oh, 9 does not hit. You're looking for
Classic.
a 10 with him, yeah.
And 11 with Buckler.
Oh, right.
11. Yep. I am familiar. And then on the Tholly, that is 3 ones.
Sweet.
So a 2.
My combat defense is 7
yeah.
+1.
All right. So 2 swings and 1 glances off of the buckler of Badru, and 1 simply goes wide on Tholly, and your blade scratches the dust of the field. Little uncomfortable in your hand.
Teensy bit.
But it is quick.
It sure is.
All right. That is it for Raduva. That brings us to Badru.
I want to run.
All right. Where?
I don't know, man.
What is it you're trying to do?
The destination isn't so much the important thing here as the mode of travel.
I honestly, that actually is what I'm going for. I want to sprint as far and as quickly as possible, but still remain a threat, but it's more of a showing of my quickness and endurance than anything.
All right, so maybe pivoting around behind to give some sort of a flanking.
Yeah, if there's
between-
a way that I could do that, I don't know what it looks like. If I could split up the two people about to attack.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and make an agility or athletics test for me.
I feel like this could be more agility since he just attacked. And can I take my bonus in balance in order to
Sure.
make
Yeah.
sure-
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll let you use that here.
Pass roll. Well,
Good old ass roll.
12. All right. So you sprint around behind. You get let's see. You're with Tholly against Marcus. So you get Sir Marcus to kind of circle around with you and follow you a little bit before you circle back in. And now you're kind of in between the two of them. You've got the attention of Sir Marcus, and you've got him separated just a bit from.
as long as Marcus isn't able to go after Tholly this round, then
No, you have pulled him far enough away, and his attention is on you
okay.
with that long spear of yours. All right. Cool. That was a move, and did you want to count that as your other lesser action, having that position, or did you want to use that as an actual attack?
That would be my two lesser actions. If I can, if there is a defensive lesser action, I'm still getting used to.
But yeah, there aren't lesser actions for certain things, and with what you're doing, let's see. That is more of... I guess I could have made that a maneuver. By pressing your attack, you cause an opponent to shift his position. That would have been a different test. Alright, we could do it that way. That is a fighting test against your opponent's passive fighting result, and on a success, your opponent takes a penalty dice on all tests for 1 round. As well, you may force the target to move a yard per degree in any direction. If you would force a target into a leap... Okay, you're not doing that.
15.
That was a 15. Okay, what is fighting? Base. Dang, that's close. He's got a 4 in fighting, so passive is 4 times 4. All right, well that just misses, or just fails then. All right, so
that makes the most sense.
Mm-hmm. You do manage to move around to the side. He is still paying attention to you, but he is close enough to still attack Tholly.
Okay. Sorry, bud.
Oh no, it's all right. We're all learning this. We're all learning this together. All right. That is Badru. That brings us to Tholly. What you gonna do?
Okay. So Tholly is also going to take a divided attack. I gotta remember how that works. I have all of the things pulled up. Yeah.
Yeah, divided attack. You're splitting up your fighting test dice and any bonus dice between multiple targets.
Okay, so I'm gonna use Hail of Steel to give my thrown weapons the fast quality, which gives them, I believe it gives them bonus dice per attack in a divided attack.
It does.
Yep.
Yep.
So if I'm splitting 9, 10, 11. I'm splitting 11 dice.
How are you getting 11 dice?
7 marksmanship, 2 bonus and
Oh,
thrown,
right.
1
Right.
each in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Throne is marksmanship. Yep. I was like,
Yeah,
I
I'm
didn't
no
you only
idiot.
have 3 bonus.
Sure.
Ah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say 6 for who it's Raduva and Cantel.
Yeah, Sir Marcus can't tell.
Can't tell or won't say.
Can't tell.
Okay.
How long you been sitting on that one?
Since the first Badru fight.
Oh, so proud of you.
Okay, so this one is how many dice? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this will be towards Cantel. I can't see what that is.
Would you say you can't tell?
I can't.
Maybe you should turn your light.
No, it's static. 10, 22.
22 to hit. All right.
Yes.
He has a combat defense of 6, so that is 3 degrees of success. What is your damage with your thrown weapons?
I guess I'm
Base
throwing
damage.
a dagger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you have that can be thrown?
A dagger and a dagger and a stiletto.
All right. So you're
Nice.
throwing. I don't know if you can throw a stiletto. Is a
Okay.
stiletto a thrown weapon?
I don't know.
Technically, no.
Yeah, I would say not, but I can throw anything. No, I would say. I mean, I guess I'm throwing a dagger.
Can.
So the base damage is 1.
All right. Base damage on a dagger is 1. Let's see. Do you get any bonus damage?
Test dice is 3 dice, 3d plus 1b.
Oh, that's for if
But
you're
that's for if
stabbing
I'm
somebody with it.
fighting. Right. That's
Mhm,
what I thought.
yeah. A little different than if you're throwing it.
Yeah. I got
The
it.
damage, I think, stays the same, though. So 1 damage, 3 degrees of success. So that's 3 damage. Which is not quite enough to get past his armor rating. So you throw the dagger. It makes an impact off of his. You see, he's wearing. It's not quite chainmail. It's the links aren't nearly that small. This is ring armor. It's much bigger links than traditional chainmail. So you throw the dagger and it careens off of his ring armor, leaving no real impact.
Okay. Do I only have 1 dagger?
I believe so, yeah.
So this didn't go as I thought it might.
You probably wondered how I got it.
Can I throw a? I'm gonna throw a glory point at. No, yeah, I guess I don't have anything else to throw, so that I could have really beefed up that damage, but I got all excited. I need a set of throwing daggers.
You sure do.
All right.
Turns out. So, yeah, unless I don't think I can do anything else.
Okay.
I
Well,
think because of the action that I chose, I can't do anything else.
I think that's it. That was a greater action that uses that. So that is, in fact, your turn. All right. That brings us to Sir Marcus Cantel, who is
Can't tell. What it's
going to take a swing.
They got that double. Suck.
And he is looking at Badru, so he is going to take a swing with his long sword. You see he is armed with long sword and shield.
I will accept it.
Move those 2 ones. 17 to hit. So that's your buckler puts you at 11, right?
Yeah.
That's 6. That's 2 degrees of success. With his 3 damage, that is 6 damage coming at you. So your armor takes away, what, 5 of that? Or 4 of that? All right, so 2 damage. You would have full health again here, so.
Cool.
Yeah, recovered from the other fight. So yeah, 2 damage coming to you. And that is Sir Marcus's turn. He is not going to move anywhere. He is going to stay put. All right, that brings us back to the top. Raduva.
Oh yeah. So Badru done run off. Ran somewhere, moved out of the way. And Raduva, ever the opportunist, is going to use this opportunity to just go and hit Tholly, who threw his only weapon at.
Not only, only throwable.
Excuse me, Tholly, who threw his only throwable weapon at
Like,
Sir Marcus
This
Canton.
is clearly not my forte. Just like swatting at you.
I should
All
have
right.
thought that before you stepped in here.
I was invited.
You should have declined.
I
You
should've.
only brought one dagger?
No! I just allegedly can't throw the other one.
Allegedly. Poorly. Yeah, you know,
That's just a
it's
lot.
poorly balanced, even in your expert hands. It would be a stupid idea to throw away your only other weapon, now wouldn't it?
Yes.
And I attack him.
I've never been that smart.
Raduva lunges with the Bravosi blade. That is a 14 to hit
Yeah, that,
with
that
1-6.
is- My combat defense is 7 + 1.
All right.
Yeah,
That was you said a 14 to hit or a 16?
I did a 14 with 1-6.
14. All right, that's 6. So that's 2 degrees of success. What's your damage with the Bravosi blade?
Main.
Oh, right. It uses agility as its
It
base, doesn't it?
sure does. That is, let's see here, agility. So 5.
So 10 damage coming at you, Tholly.
My
Reduced
armor
by
rating is
your armor.
3.
So 7 damage coming at you, Tholly.
So unless I've been healed.
You have been healed.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I
you're at full health.
have
Consider
very
yourself at
low
full
health. Yeah, so Tholly, obviously not in his element in close quarters combat, just kind of stumbles back like he doesn't know what he's doing, takes the blow, and just kind of falls down a bit and goes, ah.
You know, the point of this was to get better with the sword, not to hit something that moves ever so slightly more than the striking dummies. Hell, they might move more.
I'm going to run away and shoot you.
Yeah, well, that would even the odds some, wouldn't it?
Only a bit.
All right. Is that it for you, Raduva?
That's it for me.
All right. That is Raduva. That brings us to Badru.
Okay, I'm going. I'm not gonna do anything except for take the move and take the dodge action. Yeah. I'll do it
That is
if I can.
just looking to dodge. Yeah, let me see where that one.
Yes.
Oh, having trouble loading. Great.
I can roll an agility test, bonus die from the shield, and it replaces my combat defense
Oh, yeah. Okay.
for the next turn.
All right. Go ahead and do that then. So it's agility. Do you have bonus dice on shield?
Not.
It would be in. No, you do not.
I think.
All right. So just a straight agility test. Tell me what the number is.
He might be froze.
Oh. Goes, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Bummer. He also gets to add defensive bonuses gained from weapons to the test result, so
That's fun.
he keeps his buckler bonus. Kind of dope. That page did finally load for me.
Nice. time for another ad?
Might be, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Everything died.
Everything
We are-
died.
Rapidly running out of sponsors here.
Yeah, we
It's
had
nice-
water and numbers.
It's nice to be on the other end of this for once, though.
That's fair.
tonight's
Minecraft
stream is-
out before we started, technically.
Yep.
Tonight's stream is brought to you by oxygen. Oxygen. We breathe an amount of it. Oxygen. Our atmosphere is mostly nitrogen, actually. Oxygen. If you breathe too much pure oxygen, you get really lightheaded. It's unpleasant.
Nice.
That's a true statement, by the way. Our atmosphere is like 72%
72%
nitrogen.
I think? Yeah.
27% oxygen, and like 1%,
High
less than
20s.
1%, other
The other stuff.
various and sundry.
Well, at least Justin looks like a snack. Yep,
true.
and as soon as I say that, he leaves, and now
He's
everything's
gone.
up.
Yeah.
He's like, see ya.
I'm gonna have to separate just the ad reads from this and post that shit somewhere.
Absolutely.
It's
Do you know,
log. It's cheap. It's heavy. It's wood.
So, speaking of oxygen, our one of our
Everyone
mini
loves a
sponsors
log.
for tonight-
You're gonna love it, log.
I was singing that the other
Here,
night
I'll-
to somebody. I don't remember who.
Oh, that's-
Yeah, thanks, Colin. I've had what is it? Largo out.
Yes, the logo all fucked open.
The barber's that's stuck in my head. You sang that little bit of
La,
it
la, la,
later.
la, 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 la.
La, 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 la.
Yep. You're welcome for that. Speaking of oxygen, one of our sponsors tonight. You know why it's so important to consume antioxidants?
Why?
Because oxygen, as a compound, as a gas, is actually, highly flammable and actually very destructive, and is slowly causing our bodies to combust from the inside out. So you take antioxidants so that your body doesn't do that.
That's fun.
Hey, welcome back.
Hey!
That's a mostly true statement.
I have no idea what just happened.
A lot.
I tried to make ramen
It
in a
happens.
coffee pot, and I
You
broke
said
it.
everything died, so
Yeah.
I assume everything
my
died.
combat defense is a
Cat
15.
came.
Cam.
Can I
Oh,
help
we
you?
got a cat on screen. It's all over.
Cat cam. Cat cam.
All right.
All right.
Where are we?
It was your turn. You were about to take the dodge action.
It's a 15.
A 15. All right. So you rolled a 15?
Yeah, my combat defense is a 15 for the next round.
Well, you rolled a 15. You also get to add your defensive bonuses that you gained from weapons. So your buckler actually counts to this too. So it's actually a 16.
Right. No,
Oh.
Oh yeah.
it's a 15. I already did that.
Oh, you already did that math. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Look at you. All right, 15 is now.
I even texted during the downtime. You guys could have gone on.
I saw that.
Oh, I saw the everything died. That was the only one that I saw. My bad. All right. Well, that is your new combat defense. Great. In that case, it is now Sir Marcus's turn, and he is still facing you, so he's gonna attempt another swing at you.
I can. The dodge also allows me to use half my movement. So in a perfect world, I got in between Tholly and the other two.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Absolutely. You can use your movement to do that.
So he's got to get through Raduva if he wants to hit me.
He is not going to take the chance and going to just swing at Raduva instead then. Let's see.
I'm
This is
confused.
Oh, it's
Terrible.
a 4-on-4?
Oh,
I thought
no,
it was a
sorry.
2v2.
He is. You're right. I'm getting my names crossed here.
Yeah, quit that.
Yeah.
I mean,
He is going to move around to attack. Tholly's bar. Ow. Yeah, I guess he's gonna have to try and move around to try and attack you.
how far can he move in that big ass armor he's got?
Far enough.
Let's see. His does get a penalty. He can move 3. What's your armor penalty, Badru?
My penalty, -2.
-2? Okay.
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
I mean, I could just go over to his sheet. I've got his pulled up too, just not right in front of me. Yeah, I think he's gonna try and move over and attempt to swing at you. With the bonus dice removed, that is a 10 to hit.
That's
Your new
defense.
Your new combat defense? No, it is not.
Oh, it's not.
Because you just did the dodge. So you in your movement, he tries to chase you down to take a swing at you, but you are simply too quick for him. And his swing goes wide. All right, that is it for Sir Marcus. That brings us back to the top with Raduva, who is up front, personal with Tholly over there.
Wait.
Sure is.
And Badru.
Wait.
And Badru.
How is it Raduva's turn?
We're back up to the top. That was Sir Marcus.
Tholly
And-
never went.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what?
That was not Marcus's turn, then. That would have been...
No, it was not. It was supposed to be your turn.
It was Badru's turn, and then...
And then it was supposed
Now
to
it's
be your
me?
turn. Mm,
Okay, whatever.
Yep,
Confusion.
we can retroact that. That was my bad. I skipped a turn.
That's right. We just all latched on to Tholly through his singular dagger and can't do anything else a little too hard.
I am fully imagining you between my legs. Like, cow.
Just like full on, like curled up.
Well, never one to do that. Tholly's gonna say, Raduva, would you be a doll and turn around and face that way and go grab my dagger so that I can slice you with it. And regardless of whether or not that works, gonna pull a stiletto and 13 to hit
Who are you swinging at?
Raduva.
Raduva, yeah, that barely hits. I have a 11.
Base damage is 3, piercing 2.
Boom. Okay.
Nice.
So what's your armor?
7.
7. All right. That still isn't gonna go through the armor. 'Cause the piercing 2 gets 2 of that. But that's still 3 to 5. So yep, he's still protected.
Hell yeah.
That coin armor is putting in work.
Ain't it just?
Well,
Yeah,
I tried.
your stiletto glances harmlessly off of the
Raduva just kind of stands there and
gold
looks at it.
dragons and
Really?
silver stags.
Really? You tried to stab me? Me, of all people, Tholly. Me, of all people, Tholly. You tried to stab me.
It's a fencing blade. Just
And... yeah, it just bends. Yeah.
Well,
All right.
you know.
Are you gonna move?
Yeah. Of course.
You moving away?
As far as I can, yes.
All right. What is your movement?
4.
4. All right. You can move essentially 4 squares away. All right. That puts you a little bit away from the action, and we have already done Sir Marcus's turn, so I'm not gonna go through that
I'm
again.
not going to rehash that.
Not gonna rehash that. So now we are back up to the top with Raduva, who is
Raduva's-
now 4 squares away from Tholly. So you're gonna have
Raduva's
to
gonna
move to try and hit him.
4 squares towards Tholly.
Of course.
All right.
Get the fuck back here.
No?
You tried to stab me.
Yes?
You've watched me do 2 things. 2 things. Punch people and stab them. And you thought to use my own trick against me. Unbelievable. Uh, 10 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
All right. And let's see. You have a combat defense of what, Tholly?
Of 7 + 1.
Okay. So that's 1 degree of success. And that's 5 base damage, right?
5, yeah.
So reduced by your 4 armor.
3 armor rating.
All right. 2 damage coming to you.
I yield.
You can take wounds and injuries if you wish.
No, this is a fucking. We're sparring. Like,
All right. It is your
please,
prerogative.
instead of poking me really hard, take my arm.
All right.
If you must.
Raduva like takes this Bravosi blade that is meant for training and has no edge to it, and just starts like sawing into Tholly's
ow,
arm
Ow. Ow.
as apathetically as possible.
Tholly is gonna whistle and hope that Yak comes and just claws.
Oh yeah.
He just claws
Uh,
Raduva. That's the play here now.
All right.
gonna
That
go-
is Raduva's turn, I
That is-
assume.
that is Raduva's
That's a
turn, yep.
movement and an action, so or a
Mhm.
movement and a
It's a
attack.
Movement and a really stupid action.
All right, that brings us to Badru, who is right next to Sir Marcus, who just swung and missed.
I'm gonna try to grab and pin Sir Marcus.
Okay. See, that is. There is a
Grab.
grab.
But is that my hands? I just want to grab. I just want to.
Yeah, I think it's a two-part thing. Like you grab him one time and then you pin him the next round. Yeah, but I see the pin. I don't. I'm trying to find the grab.
Grab is at 158.
Oh yeah. Give him the old grab 158. Tonight's show brought to you by Grabbing.
Grab you.
But it just says grab weapons.
Oh, okay.
It says that. So I think I'm gonna go
Well-
straight for a pin. Tackle pin. is
Grabbing
fine.
when you
I am the
absolutely need to
weapon.
hold something or someone.
Well, I think you can use your hands to
Mm.
grab, and your gauntlets is a grabbing weapon. So you could do that if you just wanted to go like straight athletics against them.
I mean, that's what
Great
it
fighting.
is. I mean, they're both the same test. It just depends on whether you allow me to grab him or just pin him or pin him.
Yeah. Let me get back to the pin. Searching for pin is dumb because anything with the three letters PIN next to each other.
Pin is 165
Yeah.
in the middle.
All right.
Tonight's episode brought to you by Pin.
Mm-hmm.
Pin when you need to password protect something with only a handful of numbers.
Yep. All right.
If you are grabbing an opponent at the start of your turn, you can pin your opponent to the ground.
Yep. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead and make the test then. I'll let you do it.
And that's just
Going
athletics
straight for the pin. Yeah. Athletics.
to-
That's against his passive.
Do I get 2 strength bonus die?
Not to be a stickler, but what do you have? What
There it
do you
is.
have? A buckler and a spear?
What? Yes, I do. I have both of those.
So you don't have a free hand though.
Okay, then I drop the spear.
Okay.
Opposed athletics. Okay, so he has to roll too.
Yeah. So are
Here
you
it is.
giving me the bones die in strength?
Let's see. Yes, I will let you use the bonus dice in strength. Yes. Oh God.
No.
Anybody want to take a guess what his strength is?
Umpteen.
A lot.
About 50-11.
24.
About
All right.
11 times.
You succeed in pinning him to the ground. Yeah, after his wide swing, he is left open, and you throw down your spear and just kind of forearm tackle him to the ground.
Yeah, I'm gonna start putting him to sleep.
All right, you have pinned him. I'll let you make another athletics test on the next round to try and chokehold him. All right, that is Badru, which takes us to Tholly, who just
Hey.
whistled for
Yak.
Yak. Go ahead and make an animal handling test for me.
Okay. Here we go. Anything in any bonus? Do I get any bonuses?
You have any
I want
bonus
to
dice?
train. Does that count?
Yeah,
All right, sweet.
that is useful here.
Flag.
Stop.
16.
16. What do you have in animal handling?
3.
You took away the bottom dice, right?
No. 14.
Okay. I was like, the bonus dice
that
has
was
to
a
get
bonus
removed.
Been a minute
Like-
since we've played this game. 14.
Yeah, no, it has. All right, 14.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
still
Fine.
very good, very good.
No 6s all night.
That 40 probably should have had probably 15 less, but we'll get back. Yeah.
we'll get used to it. This is a test. This is the training yard. Okay, with that whistle, in fact, after a few moments, you do hear the fluttering wings of Yak entering the field, and he comes screeching down towards Raduva's face.
Yeah. Screw you,
Look,
you
God,
bastard.
If you make me kill your fucking bird, it's your fault.
Please don't kill my bird. It's the
Send
only
him the-
joy I have in life.
Tholly,
Send him
what
the
would you-
fuck back home.
You tried
would
to
you-
saw me with a butter knife.
Tholly, what would you like Yak to do?
I just want him to move Raduva off of me. So just enough to kind of like move him off of me so we can separate from each other.
Okay.
To get up.
He is going to attempt to force you back a few steps. Raduva, he is going to use that maneuver ability, which
maneuver ability.
was... When did it? It was advanced.
Tonight's show brought to you by Maneuverability.
What about jousting?
Jousting.
I mean,
that's
I
where a lot
do,
of-
but it's all right. Here it is. By
where
pressing,
a lot of
okay.
maneuverability comes into play.
So it is a fighting test against my opponent's passive fighting result. What is your fighting?
Almost
4?
like there's
Rank?
too many
A
rules.
4?
Let's
All right,
take
so
some
there's a
out.
16 that I'm trying to beat. All right, I don't
Yeah.
think it's not even possible with what I'm rolling to beat that. Yeah. That is a
Fight this
6.
bird.
That is a 6. The
That is
bird,
unfortunate.
Yak the hawk, comes up and starts beating its wings in your face aggravatingly, but
Mhm.
ineffectually.
Well, and then he flies off unscathed.
Raduva kind of like swats at him a little bit and like takes a step back from Tholly. Jesus.
All
All
right.
going according to plan.
Is it? Is that what you call it?
And with that, that is, I assume, the end of Tholly's turn since he has yielded.
Yeah,
his
I mean,
actual-
I don't have any health. I'm just here to have fun.
All right, that brings us to
Divided.
Sir Marcus Cantel, who is currently being pinned down. So he's going to make an opposed athletics test to try and get up.
Fighting.
So Badru, oh sorry, opposed.
It's his fighting versus mine.
All right, that might be different then. It
Ooh,
is.
No. Come on.
That is a 13.
12.
12
With 2 1s.
Oh.
with 2 1s. Dang, he had 1.
Damn.
All right,
Okay.
well
That's
then.
all he can do.
Then he is able to scramble out of your grasp, and he will use his other. Well, let's see. Is that a greater action?
It's a greater action.
It
All
is a
right. Well,
greater
that
action.
is all he can do. He cannot stand up. He is still on the ground. And with that, we go back to Badru. Not Badru. You're Badru. We go back to the top with Raduva, who
We'll get there eventually.
yeah, now has a pleading opponent in front of him, and
Stabs him in the face.
that is yeah.
Raduva
All
just
right.
sort of makes a face at him.
I'll throw sand at you if you attack me again.
Oh, I know you will.
Okay. Just so we're clear. The tactics are still as ever as they were.
No, I know what to expect from you and your ilk. He just kind of like kicks him with his foot a little bit and then turns and
Tholly laughs. Just kind of like he just like bunches his legs up like this and folds his arms. He's just kind of enjoying it.
and Raduva will turn and saunter over to where Badru and Sir Cantel are tussling. Do you need a hand there, or y'all having a I don't know what you're doing there. What the hell are you doing there?
He's pretty strong.
All right, you have your move.
I have him in a body lock with my legs, and I'm just trying to make him go to sleep, and he has a helmet on, so it's really hard.
Like he's not standing up, but he's also not really vulnerable.
Yeah.
Get sardines out of a tin can with your bare hands.
With your bare hands.
Down. Yeah.
Seeing that it is now officially 2-on-1, I will also yield.
All right, we got.
Sorry, Badru.
We got a surprise action here. Badru is preemptively yielding. All right, Raduva, you have moved up to Sir Marcus, who has just freed himself from Badru's grasp.
But he's
still laying in the dirt on the ground in front of you. And
pet.
as such, you get a bonus, or not a bonus dice, an extra test dice on attacks again.
Great.
Just in case
right,
that's relevant.
Just in case, Raduva will kind of laugh and like smack Badru upside the head one, sort of good time. All right, that's enough of that, lads. Oh, gods above. This turned into a right shit show right quick.
You're pretty handy with the thin little thing you call a sword.
Raduva kind of looks at us like, I fucking hate these things, but I will admit something like this is a little bit more comfortable in my head than those crazy big bastards they swing around. You're gonna lay there all day, Cantel. You're gonna get up. You look mighty comfy, but I'm not done, and I don't think you are either.
And at that, Sir Marcus kind of gives a huff and stands up and picks up his sword and shield and readies himself.
I kick his knee right at that pivotal moment. Yeah.
Just enough to shift him a little bit.
Do you maybe want to walk it off first and come back to this in a minute, or?
He looks around at the field and kind of the chaos that has transpired. He says, perhaps that is enough for today. We can set our weapons aside. Yes, perhaps a drink would be good. All right.
Drink?
It sure feels like we've been drinking already.
All right, excellent. So that we'll call that the end of that
experience for everyone.
No.
100.
All right, that is it for that scene. We'll move on. Tholly, was there anything specific that you wanted to take care of on the preparation and the preparation
your
times?
DM.
I was gonna do some training with Yak, so I was gonna have him help me with long range accuracy, as if I need help with that. But
in what way are you trying to get him to help with you?
he's a bird and can see things that I can't see from distances that which I cannot perceive.
Okay,
so you fly over things, scout things out.
Maybe give some sort of a call or something.
Yeah.
Indicating where people might be.
Kind of like a sniper has like a scout,
Okay.
that kind of thing.
All right, go ahead.
I'm just curious. What's your awareness?
Awareness.
Also, what's your
3.
animal handling?
3.
For both?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right.
You need a bird.
Yep.
Yeah. Let me get you. I'll have you make a series of animal handling tests.
Okay.
to get him to go where you are directing him to, and to kind of identify targets, and then to signal them back.
Okay.
I'll have you make it 3 animal handling tests. We'll set the difficulty of the first one at a 9. Trying to beat a 9.
Okay. That is an 18 with 3 6s.
All right. Excellent.
That's
Go
like a
ahead.
It's fucking so critical.
Wait a minute. That is critical, actually, and I have special rules. Let me pull up the critical rules.
That is very much like a 9, in fact.
Critical.
Critical
Roll.
Wrong show.
success.
You can only do that for like 8 seconds before we get
That's
caught.
true.
have they struck that yet? Is that on
You gotta cut that shit out.
Oh, okay. So, this is one of my like special additional rules to give you incentive to do things that aren't combat or intrigue. So you're gonna gain 1 experience point, general experience, not specific to animal handling. So you can use that for anything. And you have a single-use bonus dice that you can use on any test.
Okay.
It can also exceed normal limits.
Okay.
So you can have up to 3 of these kinds of bonus dice at a time.
Okay.
So mark that however you want to. 1 general use bonus dice. Once you burn it, it's gone.
Got it.
Cool. All right. Well, that is a success. Go ahead and make your second animal handling test.
Is the difficulty the same?
No, the difficulty here is going to bump up to a 12.
So I'm gonna go ahead and use that bonus dice. Actually,
Alright.
no, I'm not. I'm gonna try and save it for my third one. I'm assuming you're gonna go progressively harder.
Mm-hmm.
Is the 12 you said?
To 12, yeah.
All right. 10, 11, 12.
Right on it.
Yeah.
Any 6s?
Yeah, 1.
1 6. Okay. You gain an experience point in animal handling.
Okay. I have 2 of those now.
Awesome. All right. The next one we are gonna bump up to. Let's do it to a 14.
That's really difficult. Okay.
Mhm.
with 3 dice?
Yeah, right.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
He's got
So I
bonuses that he
will-
can use. There are also, there's a couple of different ways that he can get there.
So those 2 experience, I can burn those for dice, right?
No, those are experience points. You use those to gain like ranks in that ability.
Oh, they just are specific for that ability. I see.
Mhm.
Okay, then I will use that that general bonus that you gave me just a second ago.
All right.
Come on, baby.
And you're using your bonus dice, right, in train?
Yes.
Okay.
I got a 15.
All right.
Fuck yeah.
Any 6s?
Yeah, 1 6.
All right. Add another animal handling experience.
Sweet.
Got 3 now.
Yeah.
And you have burned your special use bonus
That
dice,
is
or single use
correct.
bonus dice.
Erasing it. Right.
All right. Awesome. Sick. Okay. You do in fact succeed in training Yak in a new talent. He is now able to spot at a distance for you, farther than your eyes can see. Able to go out and scout and signal back locations of specified targets, whatever you're kind of wanting him to be looking for. You are able to work in, how you communicate that to a bird. And
Awesome.
yeah, all right.
Series of
Yeah,
whistles.
success.
Awesome.
Yeah, all right. Good deal.
That's what we do.
Excellent. Well, over the course of these 2 weeks, the preparation for the journey, you all earn 10 experience points. These are general experience. You can use them for anything. You can use them to gain ranks and abilities or for destiny points. And ranks and abilities are 30 experience, destiny points are 50. You can also use them to gain specialty dice or bonus dice for 10 experience each. So, be thinking about how and if you want to spend that. And we will, I guess, make preparations and get to the sailing of the ship. There is nothing else that anybody else wants to take care of here.
There is one more thing.
All right.
There's also one more thing.
I would like to go up to Lord Martan and catch him at hopefully a very inopportune time to do so. Maybe in the middle of in the middle of a meal. But
I've come out the privy.
I will kneel down, and because Badru is not used to kind of just having no one to answer to, this is the very first time. That's the reason why he latched on to Nicholas, not Hargreave. Nicholas was because he just kind of looked for someone to tell him what to do. And seeing that that Martan was in charge of the expedition, and he's going to be the one that he'll be traveling under, he's going to formally pledge his spear to Martan and House Skrel.
Oh, dude.
But just in the middle of whatever scene, draw blood across his chest with a spear, and then hold it up to Martan.
Well, seeing that, never, had anybody cut themselves in front of me before.
Very slow, very slow.
And I'm like,
hear things breaking.
Oh god,
Skin tearing a little bit.
horrifying.
do you say anything while you're doing it?
No, not really. It's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, I find you as a Lord Martan, and then that's it. One knee, slice, slow slice. Hold my spear up, bow my head.
Reach forward. Hands a little shaky. And take the spear. Yes, Badru. Thank you. I will gladly accept your service to my house, my father's house. Thank you. And I
Cool.
hand the spear back.
Where are we? Where would you like to be? If it's in a hallway, it's going to be different than what if it's in a food court.
In the food court.
In the food court.
Right next to the Sabaro.
New York slice anywhere.
A New York slice, baby.
My reaction will be different depending on location. But
Location.
if it's in the hallway privately, then I will immediately grab you up in a hug. And if it's not, then I will just take the spear back and immediately go behind you and follow you.
Drew, what was the setting for this?
I was letting you decide. I thought you were going to decide where the setting was.
Oh, you're the narrator.
Mm-hmm. But you're setting this scene. Or Badru selected an awkward moment. I was going to let you decide where that was.
Okay. Yeah, we'll let that happen in front of gods and men.
Just out in the Great Hall?
Yeah, sure. Why not at a meal? Because
Cool. It won't be like during the meal. It'll be before or directly after the meal is over.
Oh, I was fully expecting Tholly to be like,
I'm not so hungry.
me too, actually.
Yeah. No matter what situation, Tholly's probably going to be.
He's got a snack or like trail mix or something. Just like.
All right. So in the Great Hall, I'll take the spear back, and without wiping it, I'll put it on my back, and then get behind you and give you a nod. You obviously can dismiss me whenever you need me, but as a show to everyone else, you now have the most personable.
And I kind of look around at you after you walk behind me and look around at the people in the hall.
Yeah, and you notice as you begin to look around, a stillness has come over. You see a lot of people at the drawing of blood in the middle of the Great Hall, especially with no preamble whatsoever. Everybody's kind of staring a little bit. You hear like hushed conversations of people trying to pretend like they're not listening or paying attention. But once you start to look around, they go back to their business. Word of this will spread.
Nicholas is like, oh.
All right. Well,
And since I see that from Nicholas, I look over at him. Oh no, Nicholas, don't think you're off the hook. He will need some lessons in manners and ways of those here in Westeros.
Yes, I will be sure to teach him the ways of the court and manners and such, so that he won't be embarrassing while we are enduring. But
Badru,
maybe he will spend a little bit.
as you were.
All right. All right, well, that was Badru's one more thing. Martan, what was your one more thing?
Like to see my sister.
How weird was that?
Okay. Easy enough. She stays in her chambers or close enough to find. Where would you like to run into her?
We'll say we can meet her in her chambers, or doesn't matter.
All right.
Lorena.
Yes, Martan.
In all the excitement, well, I guess just being back home, there was one thing I forgot to mention. Would you like to take a ride with me?
If you wanna go and take a ride with me.
Sure, we haven't had a ride in a while. Taking horses from the stables and going riding?
Yes, we're going to go to the stables.
Okay. She
He's
When we
gonna
get
kill
there-
his sister.
accompanies you down to the stables, yeah?
No, I'm not.
I mean that
We get to
gave
the
all the
stables.
energy of I'm gonna kill my sister.
It sure did, didn't it?
Yeah, it really
Like,
did.
It was real creepy and eager, yeah.
It's very much the boat scene from the first season of Korra. Like I felt that same energy.
He's gonna kill his sister. No, I'm not. Stop it. I would never.
Get to the stables. I say,
Mhm.
see what Lord Tide gave me before we left, and I point
Yeah,
for my
at
gesture
the yeah,
to
absolutely.
to the sand steed.
And yeah, she seeing it for the first time, she does
Martan is a
take
14-year-old boy.
mm-hmm.
Boy, did this
Yeah.
just pull me right back in.
Yeah, she takes the time to examine it closely, and being a little bit experienced at riding herself, she quickly recognizes the value of this steed that you've brought back from Arlen. He looks it over and says, "Oh, this is a fine horse, a splendid gift. It will bear you well in the sands of Dorne."
I hope so. Would you like to go for a ride? I also have a matter to discuss with you that, well, is private.
Of course. She gets her own courser saddled and prepared for the ride, and shortly joins you. Where would you like to go? Just kind of around the castle yard, or out into the city? Where are you trying to go?
Somewhere where we can just have a little space.
Okay. Yeah, maybe just outside the castle, not towards the city, but maybe towards the open country a little ways.
Yeah.
Alright, sure. You head out that way. Once you find yourself alone, out of earshot. So, Martan, what did you have to say?
Well, we're preparing for this long trip. I don't know how long we'll be gone, but I think we'll be stopping multiple places. Sunspear. Probably Old Town. And, as a favor to our grandmother, I believe we'll make a stop in Starfall as well.
Excellent. Sounds like quite an adventure for someone who's only just barely left the island.
I'm a bit nervous, afraid, not quite. It's hard to think we'll run into anything as foul as what happened on Arlen. But I'm also, yes, excited. But that's not the real thing. I mentioned that when last we spoke that you should really be careful. But
God. Dang it, Josh.
ride till I can't no more.
Oh my god. So for those watching
worst.
on stream, since you don't get to enjoy what we just did,
I didn't want to interrupt the flow of things, but
Well,
apparently I did.
it popped up on screen, and I just can't not address that. He's
Oh, on your screen?
so well, yeah, it popped up in.
On my screen too.
Oh, I thought he meant the screen.
Got a Discord notification. Josh says that so Martan is gonna take his horse down the Old Town Road, and I can't just not address that. So
Okay, sorry.
addressed.
Do you guys remember in
Alright, I'll be
popular television show Game of Thrones when they would take joke breaks? I remember.
Yep.
Okay,
Tonight's
sorry.
episode brought to you by Old Town Road. No, not that one.
No, not that
not
one.
that one.
Okay,
The other one.
Martan.
All right. You said Well, then it just happened. Since we're out here on our own, would you like to try to, I don't know, inhabit something? Do you think you make it happen?
Don't know. I've never really tried. Like what? Another bird? Suppose I could try. And you see her glance around a little bit, and there are a few birds fluttering around in the sky, nearby. Yeah. Okay. You see her. At first, she looks around and just try to still, find some birds in the sky, kind of fluttering around. And after a few moments, she locates some, and she kind of intently focuses on them for a few moments. And after a few heartbeats of nothing really happening, she closes her eyes. And for a moment, nothing happens. Heartbeat passes, another heartbeat. And then one of the birds breaks off from the pack and begins to fly towards you. And lands on the head of the horse that you're riding. Stares up at you. And when you look down at that for a second, it leaps up and takes flight again. And your sister opens her eyes, kind of looks over at you.
Say, that was incredible.
I didn't know I could do that.
Short-lived, but you were a bird. You were in a bird.
I was. And you see
And, like,
both excitement and a tinge of fear on her face.
it's just the most fantastic thing. I think anybody could ever witness.
It is incredible.
Is it always birds?
Yes, it's always been
Had-
birds.
Always birds. I wonder if that's significant, or if it could be more than that.
I don't know. I know so little about it.
Would I know anything like at times stories or like tales of anything like this? Like,
Of skin changing?
yeah.
Go ahead and make a knowledge education test for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that I did with a 21.
21. Yeah, you have indeed heard some stories, and you're starting to kind of put pieces together. A lot of, stories about skin changers come from the times of the first men. People who could wear the skins of animals and see through their eyes. But along with those abilities, there was also the danger of people who spent too long in the bodies of those they inhabited, because their minds started to have difficulty telling the difference, between when they were in the skin of their animal and when they were in their own skin. But you have heard stories from the far north of people who could skin change multiple different animals. You have heard of, the old children of the forest, the green seers, and their ability to skin change ravens. You remember, in fact, that the tradition of sending messenger ravens actually comes from back when skin changers would inhabit those ravens and would speak the messages out of the ravens' mouths verbally instead of simply carrying them attached to them.
No.
So there's some pretty wild tales from long ago. People who had many animals in thrall at once. Terrible demons of the north. So yes, you've heard some of those.
My horse a little closer to her and take her hand. I can tell you a little bit, Fred. Rightly so. From nothing but children's tales, but there are some things I've read in some books. You do, and obviously no one thinks they were real, but they're tales from very old. Back to the children of the forest and the first men. It's magic. It's actual magic.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
But there is a scary side to it. You should try to harness it, but with great care and only a little while at a time. A couple seconds surely wouldn't hurt you, but a long time perhaps would not be so good. And, well, animals die all the time. I don't know what would happen if you were in an animal and it were, well, became.
Hopefully it
something's
won't come
lunch.
to that.
No,
I'll try to be careful. You're right. It is exciting, but it is also a little scary. I'll be careful, and I won't spend too much time. Won't
You can
spend
see,
too much time there.
my mind is just going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and after a while, you circle around and head back towards the castle.
Well, when we start to head back, I tell her, go as fast as you can. I'll give you lead and see if I can catch up. Sandspeed.
She spurs her horse to a gallop. I think just based on movement alone, the Sandsteed's gonna beat a courser at a dead gallop, but I'd have to look it up. You're just looking to kind
It's
of
not a big deal. I
race
just
her
wanted to
down.
get. Yeah, I just wanted to have a few seconds
Mm-hmm.
head start to get a decent lead and get to her,
Really,
and then
really show her
go past.
the power of the Sandsteed. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you give her a few seconds head start. She sprints or spurs off at a gallop, and after a few moments, you spur off as well and are able to, after a few moments, catch up and pass her on the way back towards the castle. And once you let the horses rest for a moment, she catches back up to you, and that was fun. I did want to tell you one thing before you left.
Wait. After we get back to the state, like get to the stables, or she's caught up or whatever. It's so fast, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it is. Brilliant steed. Hope it carries you to safety. While we're still in private,
Sorry.
I did have.
Male?
Oh, go ahead. I'll let you go.
Is the horse a male or a female?
It's a male.
Doesn't matter.
Gilded.
No. It's so fast. Like wind. We'll name him Sirocco.
Baraka. Fine name for a fine steed.
That's that. So we can do the stable thing.
Yeah, on the walk home, while... Oh, thank you, sir. Gifting it to an unsubbed boy over here.
Sorry.
Acknowledge it.
On
What do I
the...
have to do? Thank you.
No, don't stop it. Just continue with the fucking.
I thought
you said
acknowledge.
She... On the way back in private, she says... I had another dream. This one... scarier than the others. In this one, I wasn't a bird. I saw another one. Spoke to me and said terrifying things. But said that you were important, that you needed to be safe. I don't know what dangers you're about to face, but hopefully these men around you will be able to protect you. It's like something terrible is coming for our family.
You saw another bird?
Yes, it was a blackbird. Saw it in my dreams and told me of danger. House and you. But also told me that you were very important. You were important for seeing something. So, please stay safe. Don't know what all this means yet, but it does have me worried.
We'll get safe with the small retinue that's traveled with me so far. While safety cannot be guaranteed, I'm not so worried. Especially with that new one. Did you hear about him hurting himself?
Cutting himself? I must
Oh,
confess,
yes.
I had heard of some display in the Great Hall.
Display, yes. A display is fine term for it.
Yes,
Thank
I had
you
heard.
for your words of warning. I will take care.
Good. All right, you make your way back to your separate rooms, and you are collectively all able to make the rest of your preparations for this journey across the narrow sea, or half of it, to Sunspear. You pack everything that you have been traveling with, I am assuming. Martan, I figure you're probably bringing your pavilion tent as well. All of the horses and everything that you've been traveling with, or that you have. The only item that I really am curious to know if it is going with you is the glass candle itself. Are you planning on taking that with you, or are you planning on leaving it here?
I'm going to leave that there.
All right. Are you leaving it in your rooms, or are you leaving it in the care of someone?
Oh, I guess I hadn't thought about that. Yes. I'll leave it with my sister.
Okay. You entrust your glass candle to Lorena Skrel. All right, and preparations are made. The Gray Swallow is prepared to carry you guys over the 3 days to Sunspear. You are able to make your farewells at Skrel, at the castle. Martan to your family, Raduva, Tholly, Badru to some newfound friends at the castle.
Nicholas?
No, Nicholas is coming with you. He is.
I don't have anyone to say goodbye.
He is part of the trip. Yeah, you probably mostly know the people that you are currently with. But you load up the ship. You head out to sea, and over. I do kind of want to get us to Sunspear, so I'm gonna try and get us there. I don't really have anything planned for the trip except for a little bit of a introduction to Dorne and Sunspear for Badru. A little bit. There's and I won't do the entire thing that I was gonna do. But over the course of this journey, Badru, you spend time with Nicholas, who is very studied in histories, and he tells you of this land that you're now sailing to, Dorne, and its and the kingdom there, and tells you a little bit about the customs and the history of Dorne, how it is ruled over by princes and princesses, not by lords. The Dornish were allowed to keep the title prince and princess because of concessions made when they joined the Seven Kingdoms in marriage. But it stems from thousands of years ago when a Rhoynish princess, someone from Essos, and the great river known as the Mother Rhoyne, when her kingdom was defeated by the Dragon Lords of Valyria, she, along with all of the women and children and old men from her kingdom that had not been killed in the wars, took, rumors say 10,000 ships, but it could have been a tenth of that number. Many, many ships south down along the river, and fleeing the rule of the Dragon Lords. She landed in several places in the Summer Sea. Once landing on the Basilisk Isles, is something that you're familiar with. They were descended upon by local pirate kings and were thrown off. And they offered the Rhoynar the Isle of Toads to settle there in exchange for their ships and 30 virgins each year as a tribute to the king. Nymeria promptly refused that offer, and took her fleet to sea again, hoping to find refuge in Sothorios, which is the southernmost continent. And she settled at Zamatar, while others settled at Yin or founded new towns. But the Royanar didn't thrive there. They succumbed to disease and dangers of the jungles. And when she mentions dangers of the jungles, you remember back to legends of tattooed lizards and terrible monsters that you heard from the jungles of Sothorios, and you know that these are probably not that far-fetched. And after 2 new towns were sacked by slavers, the Royanar settlement in Yin straight up vanished without a word or a trace. She summoned her people back, and they set sail once again, traveling to Nath and the Summer Isles, landing in the Stepstones, but eventually landing at the mouth of the Greenblood River in Dorne, not far from the Sand Ship, which is the ancient seat of House Martell. It is it's an ancient structure that looks like a giant Drummond, and was the seat of House Martell for a very long time. When Nymeria landed at the Greenblood, she took the Prince Martell to husband, and they conquered all of the other kingdoms of Dorne at the time, and that is how they became the ruling house. And the house ever after was known as House Nymeros Martell. So Prince Deran is Prince Deran Nymeros Martell. All of the members of that ruling house share that name. And it's the name Nymeria is heralded as a great woman of ancient history. Many people are named after her. Nim, who is journeying with you, the archer that is going with you, tracker. Her name is Nim, which is a kind of a shortening of that name. Essentially just a heroic princess from Dorne. Well, not from Dorne, from Royan, that came to Dorne and helped unify Dorne.
I would have generally a positive outlook on Princess Nymeria.
The tales that you have heard differ slightly in their descriptions. You've never heard of any Princess Nymeria, but you do remember hearing tales of the Sun Queen. You remember hearing tales of her landing on the Basilisk Isles before being driven off by Corsair kings. So this kind of lines up with the story that Nicholas is telling you. And
she's not like an enemy.
No, she was a foreign queen foreign princess who tried to settle on your homeland briefly before being driven off by.
She
couldn't handle it. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Couldn't hang. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Her sigil was a son, and when she married the Martell the Martell prince, they joined their sigils together. His spear to her son became the Sun Spear of Dorne. So now there is a sun piercing a spear piercing the sun. There you go. There's your phallic imagery.
Gotta have it. Need it.
Yeah. Prince.
Sigil or is it sigil?
It's sigil.
I'm about to log off.
One of those words that you have only seen written.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fine.
And one of the things that has happened over the years is the ancient seat of House Martell, that the Sand Ship, A city has grown around that. Walls were put up around it. A castle. There are 3 winding walls that stretch around the city, and there are miles of alleyways and bazaars that just kind of wind around there. And then at one point in the city, there are 3 gates lined up that is just a straight shot to the center of the city. That's the only way that you can really avoid going through all of those winds and twists and turns of the actual city. But that is a straight shot up to, there are 2 palaces in the city. There is the palace, the Spear Palace, or the Spear Tower, excuse me. It is 150 feet tall, and it is the first structure that you see, whether traveling by land or by sea, of Sunspear. And then below that, there is a short, much wider palace, the Palace of the Sun. And that is where they hold court. That is where House Martell holds their court. And in kind of describing this layout, he tells you that that is the approach that you will take once entering the city. Outside the walls is the only thing really that could be called a city, a true city in Dorne, and that is what is known as the Shadow City. It is essentially in the shadow of the walls of Sunspear, and it is by all accounts a beautiful city, but dry and dusty, with lots of smells of spices and herbs, all manner of people from the free cities. Dorne, while being part of the Seven Kingdoms, still is very culturally separated from much of the rest of Westeros and stays much more in contact with like the free cities and beyond. And yeah, so that he kind of details all of this over the course of your trip. And Raduva, on the 3rd day of your trip, while you are out on the deck with your far eyes, you are the first to notice the 2 towers in the distance, the Spear Tower and the Palace of the Sun, as you make your approach to Sunspear. And I think that is where we will end it tonight.
Hell yeah.
Very cool.
Look at all that progress we made.
Bum, bum, baby.
Yeah, we will make the real landing at Sunspear and the introductions and whatnot next time. I appreciate you guys sticking with us while we play this fun game, and we'll be back soon with some more. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Oh yeah.
Ah.